Sir, there's somebody coming. Evening, Jim.
Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. Jared here with another review from Fanboys Forever. And today we're going to be having a very special look at the new rare gold variant of the Armored Batman from Spin Master. And we'll start things off by having just a quick look at the actual figure itself. First things first, the sculpted detail is exactly the same as the regular Armored Batman. There's certainly, I remember noticing this on the original version, but it's almost like there's some cracks or something on the helmet area, and it's very, very obvious with the plastic here, almost like there's some indentions up there around the eyes. So at first I thought it might have just been some kind of like problem with mine, but no, it appears that that might have some kind of intentionality there, so I'm not really sure about that. We do get the kind of chin guards on the sides there, which looks nice. We have this raised portion. There isn't any kind of sculpted indication of the bat logo because on the original it's just painted. So that's kind of a shame. I think that especially with one like this where there isn't any other kind of marking, I think it would be nice to have some kind of sculpted indentation of the bat signal. We do have the belt right there with the large pouches on the sides. Going down, we have the big shin guards, and we have the big handles, if you will, that we talked about during that review, and his giant Mega Man-esque boots. On the sides, we have the big shoulder pads and his gauntlets. Looks like there's some gears and things and wheels on the side, so I like that. Very much inspired by the Batman v Superman armor, I think, from the end of the movie, and of course just the standard Dark Knight Returns finale armor in the comics. Of course, don't be confused though, this isn't meant to be a movie figure or anything like that. It's just kind of loosely inspired by it. You can see on the back here, we have some other sculpted details. I actually really like the detailing on the back for this, and we have our gold cape as well. It's not exactly the same color of gold as the figure, but I like that. I think there's already so much of that one shade of gold here that it's nice to have some sort of variation in gold tones, even if it's just a little bit. Articulation is exactly what we've come to expect from Spin Master. We do have a head that can turn all the way around, even though it has armored pieces. That's not bad. The arms can go almost 90 degrees, but it's blocked by the shoulder pad. We do have a single jointed elbow, and we do have an elbow swivel. Nothing in the chest, of course. And down here at the hips, you can do pretty much the splits. You can bring them up about this much. We have a cut at the upper thigh. We do have a cut at the knee. We also have a single jointed knee, which actually does a little bit more than you might expect for all of that armor, and nothing at the ankles or wrists. So overall, he's got plenty of articulation for what he needs to do. Batman does come with several interesting accessories. First off, we get this funny bat buzzsaw. You can see we have a little bit of that random speckling, but it's so funny. You know, I'm always harping on this, but it's only in one spot, literally right here, which is sort of the deal with Catwoman's whip, where it was just in that one spot so much that I thought it was like some kind of defect or something that was just on mine. So I'm not really sure what the deal is. It would have made more sense, I guess, if it was all throughout it, in my opinion. But that just pegs into the hand as if it were like any kind of weapon, but it also serves as like a giant gauntlet. We also have this, which is like a Wolverine hand in a way, except it's 3 batarangs on there. So I actually like that. I think it's pretty creative. It's not anything different than what we've already seen before. You see that we have a peg. We just put it in the hand there. And Batman can have 2 large gauntlets like that, and I think that looks pretty neat. The other accessory that we get, this big kind of battering ram or giant batarang with a handle on it. Not exactly sure what it is, but of course, like any of the accessories, you can just take the hand, put it in, and it looks something like that. As for comparisons, we'll see how he compares with the standard version of Armored Batman. It almost seems as though this version is like a monument to Batman. Perhaps they have built a gold statue of Batman to celebrate his legacy. Here he is with a standard Batman figure, and although they are practically the same height, he might be just the tiniest smidge taller because of the big boots and maybe the slightly elongated legs. However, his head is maybe slightly smaller than this one, so just something to take note of. And here is their previous gold variant Batman that they did. That was also kind of a rare figure in that first wave. This is just Batman's standard sculpt that they've recast in gold plastic. They're very similar. I do think this was a little more mustardy and yellowy, and this does seem to be a little more actual gold looking. So I definitely think that they've improved whatever mix that they had going there. This does bring me to a nitpick about this figure. I like how in the original it still looked like Batman. It looked like he was wearing a gold version of the costume because the symbol is painted and he actually still has white eyes and the mouth is painted. But for their new version, they don't do any of that. There is no paint work on the figure. There's no symbol painted or anything like that. I think it would have been terrific if they had at least painted the mouth flesh toned and added that symbol in, because there is no sculpting to suggest a bat logo of any kind. So it's kind of a shame that they didn't follow suit with their original vision of those gold variants, and that's something I hope that they'll correct over time or even do a running change on this one. So I hope that that isn't a trend that they'll follow. I would like it to reflect their original version. It's worth noting that thanks to that figure, we do have a variety of other gold accessories which would look great with this Batman. One of them was the jetpack that Batman has. It's just the standard gold from the previous release, and I think that looks really nice. Of course, you can also use this gold Batarang. So just some extra options for you if you have the previous figure. I believe this came with their Shazam figure, or as we all know, his real name, Captain Marvel. So you can have Batman with some gold lightning bolts. It does appear to be the exact same mix of gold plastic. And don't tell anybody, but it turns out that this whole time, instead of Bruce Wayne, gold armored Batman is actually Billy Batson. Yes, this is the little Billy Batson minifigure that you get with the Shazam. And it's funny to see them side by side because they are the exact same tone of gold. So overall, I like this Batman figure just fine. Particularly, it's more of a novelty, though, than something actually functional as one of Batman's alternate costumes, and I think that's what bothers me the most. I would have much preferred that it was something that actually looked like maybe Batman has it for some unknown reason. Maybe it's like from the 50s, those old Batman suits that were just completely silly and just campy. But here we see what I wished it was like, that original first release of Gold Batman, where it actually looked like a costume that he could wear. Instead, what we have is more of a statue or an energy Batman, or I'm not really sure, but whatever excuse you can come up with for why you can't actually see the mouth and there's no bat logo, I don't know. And I think that limits his appeal. I think that puts him into the category of weird figure variant or neat rare thing, rather than something you could actually use in the collection. So a little disappointing that they went that route. And ask Todd McFarlane, that's it doesn't have anything to do with this line, but it's certainly the route that he's following with some of his variants. So I don't know if it's an initiative at DC or what it is, but it's kind of strange, and I definitely wish that they would go back the other way. But hey, this is cheaper for them, right? They don't have to paint anything. So if you see him, of course, he is a little bit rarer than the others. I'm sure it won't be anything too incredibly difficult. There's none of the Spin Master figures that are extremely expensive on the secondary market as of the filming of this video anyway. So I don't think it'll be too big of a problem to get a hold of them. But as always, use caution. If it is something that you know you'll pick up anyway, I wouldn't wait. The first time you see him, I'd just go ahead and grab him. Well, guys, that'll do it for me. I hope you've all enjoyed this special look at the gold variant of the Armored Batman from Spin Master. Although it's disappointing in a lot of ways that they didn't paint the mouth and the logo on the chest, still a neat little addition to the collection, and I will probably have him posed in the Batcave as if he were some sort of bizarre monument that Batman erected to himself. So that's probably the purpose that he will serve. Anyway, though, guys, hope you've enjoyed it today. Of course, as always, if you would like to see more Spin Master Batman reviews, we have done a ton of them here on the channel, and it's probably something that we're going to continue to add to each and every chance we get. We have many more to come and many more in the back catalog. So that you don't miss any more of the brand new Spin Master reviews, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button and join the fanboys today. We, of course, would love your help, and we need your help to keep the channel going. Guys, as always, we ask that you be safe out there. God bless you and yours. And remember, we'll see you on Fanboys Forever. Take care.